Alright, today's something a little different. I'm going to be talking about some Pokemon investing, specifically burning shadows, and to keep your eyes peeled, to keep them open, and so you don't fall asleep while I drone on and on. I got some Unified Mind packs to open. The basis of what I'm going to argue today is going to be that Burning Shadows has increased way too much in price, and it's way overvalued. And at the current price as it is, it's not worth opening, and it's not worth investing in. So, yeah, I think Pokemon is in a real good place online right now. I think there's a lot of really nice, genuine people who are putting their 2 cents in and sharing videos about investing and giving strategies and tips. And I think right now we have a lot of ethical, moral, generally good people who are going about this. But I think they were wrong. I saw a lot of people that were really pushing the Burning Shadows. And I just really didn't see I really didn't see the value in it. So I think when they do it, I think it comes from a lot of people who don't open modern packs, and I think they just take one look, and it seems to be the core of every argument comes out being that, oh, hyper rare Charizard, and then there's really nothing else that anybody says. They just say hyper rare Charizard a couple times, and then they move on to the next set. And I'm gonna grab my sleeves so I don't have to get up through that. There we are. But yeah, so I mean, since that's about the only thing people say when it comes to Burning Shadows, let's talk about that first. There's the secret rare full art Charizard GX. Everybody knows about it. Very, very expensive card. And at no point in this video am I gonna tell anybody that that is not a good card, because that card is amazing, and honestly I think it's a great investment piece. So yeah, a PSA 9, that card's worth $650, and a PSA 10 it comes out at $3,000, which is incredible. And if you look at the pop reports from PSA, a pack fresh Charizard comes out 56% of the time it's a PSA 6, and 44% of the time it is a PSA 10. So I guess the first thing going into this video, I think it's important that we get a breakdown on 2 things really. That Burning Shadows is not a great set, it's not a great investment piece, it's not a great thing to really put your money into, and Charizard is. And I know those kind of sound contradictory, but I think it's very common for 2 things to be true at the same time. Right? I think we tend to kind of separate things and always put things in conflict, but I think those 2 things can be true at the same time. And the first thing that takes way away from the value of that Charizard is going to be the odds, right? Everybody calls it a chase card. But what does that really mean? And what that means is that there are 22 secret rares in Burning Shadows. And one of those, of course, is the Charizard. And as we all know, you average about 1 secret rare in a booster box now. Some people will say they get 2, some people will say they get none, but at the end of the day, if you buy bulk booster boxes, you're gonna average 1 secret rare in every box, right? So your odds, I mean, statistically, if you buy a lot, you're gonna find out that you're gonna average about 1 Charizard in every 22 boxes. So, I mean, if boxes are $250, right? If the boxes are $250, and you have to buy 22 of them, you're looking at $4,500 just to pull 1 Charizard. And anybody that's opened Pokemon knows that those numbers are really thrown out the window when it comes to smaller openings. I mean, you could pull 1 on the first one, and you could pull 1 on the 50th one. You're not guaranteed anything ever. That's kind of the beauty of Pokemon. That's why people like pulling this stuff. It's very much a gamble. But 1 in every 22 boxes is a huge chase card. I mean, to break that down even further, that's 1 out of every 792 packs, right? Because 36 packs in each booster box, 26 booster boxes leaves you with 792 packs. And I think one of the things I see always floating out there is that blisters are the way to go when it comes to Burning Shadows, right? everyone says buy blisters, buy blisters, buy blisters, and I just don't see the logic, and I definitely see the appeal of a pack opener, which I am way more of than an investor. Is that if you buy blisters, there's always a chance of a secret rare. You know, if you just because you get one doesn't mean you can get the next one. A big turnoff away from booster boxes is that you as soon as you draw the secret rare, there's nothing else that you can draw. So the rest of the box is kind of dead packs. You know for a fact that there's not going to be a secret rare in there, and that really hurts Burning Shadows because there's only one card in the whole set that's even worthwhile. I mean, the rest of the cards are not very good. So blisters are more fun in that sense, but blisters don't have higher pull rates, people. This isn't, I mean, I know Pokemon doesn't release the actual pull rates, so it's kind of fun to speculate, and it's fun to have conspiracies and all that, and but it's pretty common sense when you get down to it that blisters would not have higher pull rates, I mean, just by a simple pros and cons, you know? I mean, a pro, if Pokemon did decide to do higher pull rates in blister packs, there's very clear and obvious pros to that, you know, like for starters, that the majority of Pokemon sales go to impulse purchases, right? Impulse purchases, parents, they walk by an aisle, their kid says, can I have that? And they go and they buy it for them. And typically in that sense, something smaller, there's something that's worth $10 or $12 is way easier for the parent to buy for their child than something that's $250. So if you did do higher pull rates for blister packs, it's obvious that you would put better cards in the hands of younger kids, which in turn would kind of give a more nostalgic feel to the upcoming generation, while also keeping the PSA populations down and keeping the value to the cards. You know, if you give 100 secret rare Charizards to a child and 100 to adults, it's going to be clear that the adults are going to take better care of it, and they're going to keep it in gem mint condition. So there are definite pros to padding the blister packs, but the cons way outweigh that. I mean, Pokemon is a huge company. You know, there's tons of people involved with every decision they make. So if it were to ever leak that, ooh, that's a good one. If it was ever to leak that that the blister packs have higher pull rates in them, that would be the death of the booster box industry. Booster box prices would go way down, especially in comparison to blister packs, and blister packs would no longer be able to sell at stores, because you know for a fact there's going to be 15 people waiting for the restock, right? 15 people are going to be waiting. As soon as they hit the shelves, they're going to buy them up, and then they're going to sell them on the secondary market for more. So you're really going to isolate the younger generation. So from Pokemon's point of view, you're really just kind of shooting you're kind of blowing your hand off if that would ever come out. And when you're such a big company, you can't take a risk like that. It just doesn't seem worth it in any sense. So I think it's really just speculative, and the only evidence is anecdotal. If you're planning on investing in Burning Shadows and assuming that the pools are better, it's nothing is proven on that front, and I don't think it ever will be, and I don't think it is true that they have higher pull rates. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the main reason why Burning Shadows is not a good set to invest in. The main reason is that it is a bad set with one good card. So I open a ton of these packs, I open a bunch of new product, and you know, I really enjoy opening packs. I budget so that I don't go broke or anything, but I really enjoy just the process of you know, buying some packs from Target or Walmart or the local store and cracking them open. I think that's a very fun thing to do, and I can tell you from lots of experience that Burning Shadows is not fun. It is not fun in any sense. It is a set that is heavily dependent on the destination and not the journey. You'll constantly see YouTubers, especially, I mean, well, solely people who open Burning Shadows on YouTube. You will always see them opening Burning Shadows. You know, it's great for views to go after a chase card like the Secret Rare Charizard. But what you won't see is after they pull it, they will never open it again, because it is not fun to open. You know, think about when you played the Pokemon games, like on your Game Boy when you were young. And when you beat the Elite Four, did you just stop? Did you put it down? Did you throw it in the back of the closet and never touch it again? Or did you continue playing the game? Did you level up all your Pokemon and try to catch the legendaries and all stuff like that? I'm sure you did. But that's because the game was fun. You know, if the game wasn't fun, you would not have done that. And it's mostly not fun because of the cards, right? The set list is really, really weak. The second, third, and fourth best cards in the set are energies, right? And after that, the best card is probably Secret Rare Gardevoir. Gardevoir has, it's worth about $17, more or less. You know, and then after that, it's really just a lot of bad cards. You have Machamp, Lycanroc, Darkrai, and the Tapus. If you actually watch the kids show, they put out the Sun and Moon TV show. I mean, those are actually pretty cool cards. They're highlighted pretty well in the show. But then you have cards like Alolan Muck, right? So they took the convergent evolution of the worst Pokemon in Fossil and they threw it on into this set, right? And then you have Golisopod, Necrozma, Noivern, Slazzle. I mean, if I, for a lot of people that are pushing this product, I could have just made up names, and they, what I just said would have been the same to you. Those Pokemon don't hold any value to your heart, to nostalgia, to anything that you hold dear. So there's no reason why people would go after this product when 90% of everything you get, right? Like outside of Charizard, 95% is going to be energies. It's going to be trainer cards. It's going to be a lot of just generally really poor cards that no one really holds dear. Nobody's favorite Pokemon, with the exception of Gardevoir. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's not fun to open, and I always see over and over again, you hear the same recycled logic in these videos, and it's true. I definitely believe it. I don't mean that as a slight in any sense, but the same logic is always that you want to invest in something that you like, want to invest in something that you keep with you, that you keep around, and so you always hear the story that I have my, you know, I have my base set booster box, and I like investing in that because even if Pokemon somehow, even if the market completely disappears and I can't sell this for a penny, that I'll still have it and I'll still enjoy opening it, and I still enjoy having it on my shelf, and it's a piece of my childhood, and it's nostalgic and all that good stuff, and I totally believe that. Sorry about that. That was my food delivery ringing my doorbell. And but yeah, I was saying that if you know, these people, they like base set. If you're watching this, obviously you like base set, and it's much easier to invest in something that you actually like than even if it has to just sit around until, you know, who knows when. It's not going to bother you sitting around. You're going to like to know that you have it. You're going to like to know that it's there. And that's not true with Burning Shadows. I mean, if you really genuinely like it, then by all means disregard whatever I'm saying. But a lot of the people saying that you should spend your hard-earned money on Burning Shadows don't open Burning Shadows, because, you know, it's a modern set. Most of them don't open modern sets in the first place. And then on top of that, you're really just throwing money away to a certain degree. And when we're talking about something like Pokemon, we're talking about just what it is it's luck-based gambling. You know, there's no skill involved with pulling good cards out of a pack. So when you open a pack, it's entirely luck-based. And if you look at other luck-based things like luck-based gambling, like scratch-offs, right? Scratch-offs there's a reason they're sold in $1 and $5 increments, and you know that reason is because people don't want to spend $250 on something that's entirely luck-based, that will not, I mean, the strong odds are not going to refund you any money, and that's not going to be fun to open or to do. You know, sports and everything, sports gambling or poker or something like that, that can always be argued that that does take some skill. because people are able to do it for a living to a point, but nobody's a professional scratch-off scratcher. And there's a reason for that. And so when you have something like Pokemon, and it's so dependent on fun. It's so dependent on stuff like people enjoying the actual product, people enjoying ripping open packs. It's so important for people to like it, and it's so important for people not to just endure it hoping that the end result is worth it, because that's just not a solid strategy to invest in. That's not a solid emotion that you want your investment piece to capture in people, especially when it's a hobby like it is. So yeah, and not to mention from like a future standpoint, you're going to see a ton of Burning Shadows packs available, right? Like loose packs always come here and there, but you're going to see more than any other product of Burning Shadows, because people don't like opening it. So when you pull that secret rare out of the booster box, right, and you pulled it on your 4th pack, and you still have 31 packs to go, or 32 packs to go, you know that the rest of those packs don't have a single secret rare in them. So you're not going to want to sit there and just dredge through 31 packs of something you don't like and that you won't get your money back out of. Instead, you'll just send them to Troll and Toad, or you'll sell them as loose packs on eBay, and whoever gets those is going to pull out GXs, they're going to pull out ultra rares and full art trainers and stuff like that. So you're certainly not going to get any bad reviews or any people suspecting you of tampering, but they will not get a secret rare. So the secondary market is just going to get totally flooded with packs that are impossible to pull a Charizard from, right? And that's going to be a big problem down the road too. But now let's get to some numbers. If I haven't bored you enough already, now I got numbers. Right, so right now the booster box is going for about $250. Now there are 22 secret rares, like we discussed. The average price of the secret rare, including a weighted average of the PSA Charizards, is $90.58. Right, so if you pull 1,000, theoretically, if you pull 1,000, there we go. If you pull 1,000. Burning Shadows booster boxes, and you just crack them all open and you sort them all out, your cards, your secret rares that you pull from the box, are going to average $90.58, which is pretty decent if you compare it to other sets. Now the problem in there lies where only 11 of those secret rares are over $10. So you have a 50% chance of pulling a secret rare that is under $10, and that is absolutely miserable. The second, third, and fourth best cards, value-wise, are those energies, like we discussed. One sits at 60, one sits at 50, and one sits at 40. So you have a 95.5% chance of pulling a card that is worth less than the average secret rare price. Right? There's only one single card that's worth above the average in the entire set. That should let you know how top-heavy this set is. And then you look at the ultra rares, right? The ultra rares, you'd hope that they would kind of lift the set back up, but they don't. The average ultra rare is $4.03, and you get on average of 6 ultra rares in a booster box. So if you open a booster box, you're expected to get about $24 in value from a booster box, from the ultra rares, right? So if you include bulk, codes, the reverses, everything like that, on average you should expect about $134.76 of return from a booster box, and that's actually a loss of 46.10%, which is absolutely miserable. I know that there's not a ton of money into these new cards, but I'll flash it on the screen here. But I think what is it, from ZNG? If you check out ZNGEmporium.com, he has a lot of this stuff listed out. He does a great job of that. The only place where you lose 40%, the only sets, only investment-worthy sets that you lose 40% are base set, Neo Revelation, and Neo Destiny, right? So when we're talking about a 40% loss on average from a pack, from a booster box, that's the company that this thing is in. And so then you have to beg the question is, why are you losing that much money? And the answer for those other sets, I think, one of the main answer I would argue for those other sets is because you have that much fun opening this box. If you're in the Pokemon hobby, there's nothing more fun than opening a base set box. There's nothing more fun than opening a Neo Destiny box, a Neo Rev box. I mean, how cool is that? I dream of that. I go to bed and I dream of that, right? How fun would that be? And then you have to think, oh, for the same percentage loss, I could also open Burning Shadows and I could pull a Galissapod. And to me, that just sounds ridiculous. That just I think, if Burning Shadows is your thing, if you like the art, if you have the money aside and you want to spend it on that chase, by all means, go for it. But to lose 46% opening a modern product is absolutely silly. And to think that the market won't realize this, the market won't realize that it's being hosed, the market won't realize that Charizard itself is such a better investment than investing in these packs. I mean, you have a better chance of just buying near mint Charizards off of eBay and sending them into PSA than you do buying booster boxes and pulling it. And I'd argue you're way more likely to get a 10. You're way more likely to get your value back. And then you also have to think that 46% loss includes a Charizard, and it includes very, very, very bulk openings of booster boxes. On a normal booster box, as I just dropped some cards, on a normal booster box, you're not going to get a Charizard, you're not going to get a shiny energy, you're not going to get really anything. Right, so I just dropped these in my lap. Let me flip them over here. So yeah, you're not going to get that stuff. You're going to end up with a $10 card. And if you end up with a $10 card out of your booster box, that 46% number jumps down to your loss jumps from 46%, let me check my notes here, to an 78.3%. So you have a 50% chance of losing 78.3% of your money when you decide to open Burning Shadows in the booster box form. And I mean, just to think about that, why on earth is that price going up? That just doesn't make any sense to me. I think a lot of the people who are pushing this product, and a lot of people who are kind of telling people what they should do with their money when it comes to modern, I don't think they open a lot of modern. I think they're good people, and I don't think they mean to do bad, and I think when they're saying it, they believe it. But I also think that they do lack some experience as pack openers, right? And I could tell you from losing tons of money on Burning Shadows intentionally, I didn't expect to make my money back. Let me be clear on that. But I can tell you that it's just not fun. It's not a fun set. There's not a lot of cool Pokemon in there. There's not a lot of value. Everything is just Charizard or bust. And for your money, buy the Charizard. I mean, if you have that much money to just throw it into a wood chipper, just throw it at the go ahead and throw it at the Charizard instead, because you're going to see that people are going to be stuck with these Burning Shadows booster boxes, and nobody's going to want to open them because there's no demand, right? And when nobody wants to open something, the price of the cards inside is going to go up, because there's going to be less than, I mean, there's not going to be less, but it's going to really plateau, the population is. And so yeah, I think Charizard is a fantastic investment, but Burning Shadows as a whole is not, So just to summarize, you have to remember there's a 1 in 22 shot of pulling it from a booster box, right? So on average, you have to open 22 booster boxes to get Charizard. So test your luck at your own risk. Remember, it's luck-based gambling, and if it's not fun, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, whether you recoup $650 because you get a PSA 9 or whatever, if you're not having fun, the value will not be there. Remember, on average too, if you buy bulk blisters, if you buy bulk whatever, you should expect to lose about 46.10%, and that's, whether that's acceptable to you or not is up to you. But yeah, and eventually people are just going to realize the monotony of opening Burning Shadows, and this is going to lead to a total, plateau in the Charizard population, and it's going to lead to a bunch of loose packs being sold online. You're going to see prices go up and down and up and down, and I would say just don't be a part of that, because I don't think that's a winning bet. I don't think that smart money goes towards that. And yeah, I would say overall just kind of look into your own investing, especially when it comes to modern. Look into it. Let's see if I can get that up there. There we go. And who are we gonna put? Let's put a Magmortar over here. And yeah, but look into yourself. Think about what you like to open, because more times than not, other people feel the same way, right? So if you do open a lot of something, you can kind of get a good grasp on how you feel and how the general public will feel when it comes to that, and make your decision based on that. Don't make your decision based on YouTube videos and stuff. Just go with how you feel. Go with what you like. So again, personally, I would steer anybody thinking about it away from Burning Shadows, but invest at your own risk. Peace.